rented this. I wouldn't go see it in the theater for 10 bucks, 11 bucks, whatever. I don't go to night movies, but even during the day now it's expensive. I remember back in the day when you could see a matinee for like $5 something. Those days are over. That's because movie theaters are going, you know, I don't know. Because people can sit in their rooms in the privacy in their homes and watch DVDs and whatnot. So movie theaters have to increase their prices just to make money, you know. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I wonder if I put this behind here, if it'll blink like it does in my room. So I'll at least know if I'm talking for nothing, because that's really annoying. I told you this has been acting up. So it's not like my old cheap camera that they don't make anymore. This blinks in the back, and unless I have something that I can see it blinking, I could be talking for nothing, which is very, very annoying. I wouldn't pay 10 bucks, but I'll pay, you know, $2. $1.86 to be exact, Redbox. But I didn't watch it, and I'm going to tell you why. I didn't watch that DVD because I fell asleep on the couch just sitting up. I had a little mini crisis yesterday. I was getting ready to lug heavy groceries home because the meat that I buy, the organic grass-fed meat, was having a huge sale, so I wanted to take advantage of it. And I was hungry, so I was about to sit down outside and eat something, right? And talk about chance. So there's two ends to the store. They have, not all stores do this, but they all should. They have those little wipey things, you know, because right when you walk in or out or in, you know what I mean, the doors. So I was at one end where I was going to sit inside, and those wipey things were out. So I decided it wasn't very cold here yesterday in Massachusetts, and I mean, not that it was warm, but it was kind of nice. Apparently Saturday's supposed to be record-breaking almost. The record is 62, and we're supposed to hit 60, so we could actually break a record. That's unreal. So this is pure chance. I decided to go at the other end and sit outside because they had the wipey things, and I was like backtracking again, and I wanted to eat some crackers and cheese that I had purchased. And I heard a voice saying, "Do you want a ride?" And he should have said, "Do you want a ride, Laura?" And I told him that after. I'm like, "Do you even know my name?" He's like, "Yeah, I know your name. I don't take rides with strange men I don't know." So, although I told you I did last week, I was running to catch the bus, but it was broad daylight. There was tons of people around, and I risked it. I needed to get to, I risked it. Anyhow, that day I was trying to get, I had to get to my doctor's appointment. I think that had to have been then. Because if it wasn't something important, I wouldn't do it. Anyhow, he said, "Yeah, I know you." But did he give me my name? Maybe it was, I don't think. Anyway, I said, "Do I know you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm someone from her church." And I do know him. He's helped us move, okay? He's helped with different things. So. Or helped my mom. Anyway, I know him. doesn't matter. I know him. Oh, and he gave us a ride before, but he gave us both a ride in his car. This was a pickup truck, okay? And I had heavy bags that I kind of planned it out, so I'd be walking with 10 pounds each in each bag, and I'd have to, walk slow, but it's okay, I'm used to it. And I just take rest breaks, but I was so grateful. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love a ride. He's like, well, just throw those in the back. It's an open thing, right? So I threw them in the back. I get in his truck, and then I get home, and he got my bags out from his truck and put them on the grass. And then I realized my purse was not there, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm in a panic. And I couldn't reach him. It turned out his phone wasn't on, and I couldn't reach him. And we had to go a roundabout way, find someone else and say, and in the end, what happened was, he was so nice to drive me home, and I was so appreciative and saying, thank you, just save me from having to lug these groceries. And he's like, it's dark, and it doesn't matter, it's dark. It gets dark at 4:30. It was early. It was real early. It was like before 6. It was early, okay? 6, it was very early. It was pure chance. If I had sat in the other end, it was just pure chance. But then, and I'm joking around with him, like, you're never going to give me a ride again. Like, this happened. What happened was, I had left my purse on the floor of his truck. And I'm like, why would I do that? Why wouldn't I put it in my lap? Well, because it had stuff in it, and it was heavy, and I had to get my seatbelt on. You can't get a seatbelt over you if you're carrying have this heavy purse in your lap, and I totally forgot all about it. So my mom and I, are all upset about my purse because it thankfully didn't have my MP3 player or my phone in it, okay? But it had my credit card and had other stuff, and I couldn't reach him to have any confirmation that he had it, even though I knew he did. I knew he did, but you know how you want confirmation anyway, and I was just really nervous. I didn't like that, so. In the chaos of me and my mom trying to find numbers to different people in our church, this, that, whatever, Omar pissed right over there on the carpet. Our fault. No, I'm sorry, not our fault. It's not my mom's fault. It's not her responsibility. It's my fault. He's been so good, and I've been putting him out, and unfortunately, his perfect record was broken yesterday, which was 7th of January. Now, on to other things. It wasn't Omar's fault. I had him out, but you have to put him out every half hour. You gotta take your chances, okay? Somebody new to my channel texted me under a video that I created last night, a reference to a video I created this morning that has 0 views and that I have on private. Is this person fucking with me? Is this a cryptic way, or just a little, not a secret way, I don't know what the word is, but of like taunting me or saying, I can access your private videos, Laura. I heard that there were people that know how to do that. I read online you can access a private video, and there's a way to do it, but I tried different ways for the hell of it, just to see if it worked. I wasn't able to do it for nothing. So if there are people who can do that, kudos to you. I don't like it. I really don't like it if people can access, or people are able to access my private videos. But this person posted under a different video a reference to a video this person couldn't possibly know about or have watched unless this person accessed my private video, okay? It has 0 views. It was never uploaded publicly because it's going to be one of those videos within a video, because I accidentally filmed the inside of my closet. If people can access my private videos, then, you know, like, I didn't release this video publicly. What the fuck? Am I scared? I don't know. There's no point. I have no intention of voluntarily leaving. But I really can't do, in the proper English is, I'm unable, this life anymore. You know what I mean? I'm like so admittedly beyond broken at this point. I feel it. And I was gonna tell you guys, if anybody's actually watching this, my fans, I do still have fans. I still have men who find me attractive too, despite my heavier weights, but not weights, a lot of weight, despite my heavier weight. I got a mark on the calendar that'll mark his perfect record since the 20th of December ended on January 7th, 2020. At least I caught it. I have to consider it ending then, because I don't know, you know, sometimes you don't catch it and you don't even know, and then it dries and it's just, you know. We even joked about that with the guys who did the carpets. You know, so many times you don't know if he's peed, but I've been really good, really vigilant. Yeah, I'm broken. Oh, ALICIACREATURE and the number 1, Alicia Arol, 1 word. If you do a search of that, that is my channel from 2007. It will say the date of its inception was 2008, but that's not true. It was 2007. But back then, I don't know if you can do it now. Back then, if someone posted a comment under your video, you couldn't, only they could remove the comment, you couldn't. And people were writing bad things, and I was getting upset. This is when I didn't know I could, or I did know, but I didn't do it. And then, so I had Donald, my then boyfriend, who, you know, my then, you know, my ex-abusive towards me boyfriend, okay? But anyway, he was able to transfer my entire channel to a new channel, which is cool. Don't ask me how he did it, but he did it. He was good at stuff like that. He was able to do it, and without the comments that I didn't like. So that gave it a new release date, but it is 2007, and Omar's a puppy, and he's sitting on my lap. Okay, so that was 12, 13 years ago. We'll say 12 years ago. Omar was born February 16th, 2007. So he's a puppy. If you want to see Omar, my old man now, as a puppy, and me 13 years, 12 years younger, whatever, it's a cute video. If you like me, it's a cute video. And why am I thinking about it? Because I was going through hell back then. I'm always going through hell. But I wasn't broken like I am now. I still had hope. And that's the key. It really is. I'm just broken. I tried so hard. And I tried so hard to be good. And to be human. And, and I'm never good enough. And then people will lie. And Selena would be like, or Joe, you've been through so much in this life, though. Are you really going to let this break you? I don't know. I feel it. You know what I mean? I feel it. I think because it was all supposed to be over with. There's never a chance for me to breathe. And I don't like being filled with hatred, you know? I get over my hatred towards my unjustifiable hatred to have hatred towards fucking strangers who behave like her. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's like... I'm just broken, that's all. In so many ways. Joe's always been my rock. Joe's a different person than he was back when I visited him in 2013. Because back then he was in his fields. He's been in for like 20 years now. So back then it was 15 years before, you know what I mean? And he was being treated with respect. And he didn't, that job ended for whatever reason. I'm not going to tell you what field he's in. It doesn't matter. He went on to be in jobs that treated him like shit. And he would tell me things. And Joe is such a good person. He doesn't deserve that kind of shit. Oh, by the way, he told me before, as long as you tell the truth about me, I don't care what you say about me online. It's not like you know who he is anyway. But you know what I mean? He doesn't care, he told me. He doesn't care. And I don't tell you all personal shit, but Joe, he got fucked over with the driveway thing. Fucked over royally. He was adamant, he was gung-ho like I would be. He took it to court. And in the end, the thug lied through his teeth. And despite Joe having evidence and Joe wound up having to pay an attorney, in the end, Joe settled for such a minuscule amount, and he said the guy looked at him like he wanted to fucking kill him because he had to give him a penny. It's disgusting. Joe told me from day one what happened. Joe had witnesses even from the city he lived, you know what I mean? He had people, he had lawyers. Trust me, Joe's telling the truth. This thug lying through his teeth. And maybe the system is, but Joe was all like I would be, you know? You think you're in the right. You think you know you're in the right, okay? You know you're in the right. And you're whatever that word is, you're all whatever. And then you're shot down, lied about, lied to, you know? Even Joe's doubting shit. He's like, the way the last couple jobs have treated him. And then he has to sit there and be told this, that, or whatever, and he in their little thing while they're explaining why they're firing him, and they're lying through their teeth, okay? And he's even thinking about suing the one that he was at a few years where he was just, because his boss was like a demoness. She was a man-hater. She was whatever. The things Joe told me from day one, and the fact that he stuck it out there, because you can't keep quitting. It doesn't, you know what I mean? You can't keep leaving a job, you know? And if you quit, you don't get unemployment, so you have to stick it out. But unless you have another job in its place. And you don't want to do that, so you kind of stick it out. It doesn't look good when you keep leaving jobs or whatever, you know. And I'm not in that world, but that was never my Joe years ago. It's been my Joe over the past few years. In 2013, he was happy, right? And now he's talking about even, like, he thinks he might have PTSD and all this, and you probably do. And that's going to hinder you in job interviews because he didn't do anything wrong, you understand? And nobody is perfect. And in my own situation, if you knew every little thing, what did I really do wrong? You know what I mean? What's my crime ever of just not being perfect enough, you know? What's the word when you know you're right and you're filled with such whatever, and then you shut down? Like, remember, Joe is my best friend. He's in my life. When he was talking about, he was positive he was going to win against this guy who fucked him over big time when he's redoing a driveway for like over $10,000. And he got royally fucked over and didn't find out until afterwards. And he paid for an attorney and did all, in the end he lost. He lost because either the system is rigged, the guy has connections, the guy practically threatened Joe. The guy didn't even respond when Joe was saying, you know, I noticed a problem with my driveway, whatever. The guy never got back to Joe until Joe got an attorney, and then Joe gets papers. Then the guy gets papers, is like, what is this? You ignored my phone calls. That's what it is, you motherfucker, you know. Joe doesn't have that cash. He took out a loan on his house, like a homeowner's loan or something. It's not a joke. Between that and being fucked over at his jobs, when he tries so hard, and when you sit there and have people like lying to you, lying about you, just, you can experience that not in a work environment, alright? Enough said. See how broken. Despite being in an abusive relationship back then. But remember, back then was prior to Donald leaving me for possibly dead or dying at the bottom of that hill. He just shoved me backwards down in a fit of drunken rage, okay? So that was prior to that, too. Things were sucky with Donald, but at least I didn't have to live with the knowledge that he would actually, you can not like someone and still not leave them down the bottom of the hill where they've been knocked unconscious with and smashed their head and could be dead or dying. That was my turning point. And it happened on November 4th, 2008, the night Obama got elected for our president. Crazy. We had just gone to a thing. Donald was involved, he not with Obama, someone else I can remember, but he was involved with doing political stuff, which when I got that subsequent restraining order against him, the judge that we saw did not like him and did not like how he showed up all disheveled to court. That was when I was staying in that emergency domestic violence shelter and believing I would never see Omar again. least knowing Omar was safe and he would find a good home. Because he was a fucking doll. Anybody would have wanted that pug back then. He's friggin' amazing. So I'm sure having that restraining order against him fucked up anything he wanted to do, volunteer work and stuff, or being involved in groups or whatever. I'm sure they look into that. I don't know. Tough shit. You shouldn't have done what you did. Remember, that was from him choking me briefly in front of his mom, and then, of course, lying through his teeth about it. In 2012, March 6th, I believe, and I created videos right after it happened, because they took off, him and his mom and Omar. And it was because I'd had the nerve to get him upset with his mom over Omar, by the way. You know. It wasn't having anything to do with me. It was over my Omar, over what I was seeing, you know. See how they weren't going to, I was planning on leaving soon. They weren't going to take care of him properly. And, you know, in hopes like, why are you saying this to me? You're drunk, aren't you? No, I'm completely sober, Hope. Like, what, you think I can't get upset or be passionate and be sober? Like, you think you're so perfect that I would have to be drunk to say what I'm saying to you about Omar? The disregard they both had for Omar's health and safety was disgusting. It was disgusting. While claiming to love him so much. You know. It was disgusting. Anyhow, it looks like this film. Maybe I'll empty the dishwasher and dance. I want to know how that person wrote something that I have on a private video from this morning. That's a little creepy, but, you know. If somebody's actually, I hope nobody's like watching me, you know. If they are, then, you know, good thing. I was joking with myself. I'm like, well, good thing you no longer watch, you know, adult movies on your computer anymore, Laura. Like, is somebody watching me? That's how they mentioned something that I was on private? That's still on private right the fuck now?